I want you to win your fantasy football league, and I've got something to share with you. Here are the 5 running backs on unclear depth charts that you want in 2022. Now, in 2021, Carson Wentz and the Colts, Indy right here, targeted running backs 25% of the time. This was elite. It ranked 4th in the NFL, and this is going to benefit J.D. McKissic massively this year. We're just 1 year removed from McKissic ranking 2nd in the NFL with 80 receptions, and he's top 5 over the last 2 years. And now the Washington Commanders just made him a top 20 running back in the league. His $3.5 million is 3 times more than starting running back Antonio Gibson is making on his rookie deal. Yet McKissic goes in the 16th round of drafts as the 55th running back off the board, which is 11 rounds later than his teammate Antonio Gibson. Secure McKissic before others catch up. The point of this is that these backfields are uncertain. So if you don't know who's going to be the main dude in the backfield, you may as well take the cheapest one, assuming he's talented. And the most efficient running back in 2021 fits that mold in Rashad Penny. Fellas, his 6.4 yards per touch is an elite metric. It led the entire NFL, 10% more than Jonathan Taylor. Not only did he earn this efficiency, but he also earned more dollar riskies, more cheddar, more dollar bills, baby. The Seahawks made Penny a top 15 paid running back. $5 million is a lot of money for a running back, and 88% of it, over $5 million of this, is guaranteed. This means that the Seahawks are firmly invested in him. But despite all this, Penny is currently going as the 118th pick off the board, which is 30 spots after rookie teammate Kenneth Walker, which is a little strange to me because Penny literally finished as the #1 running back in fantasy the final 6 weeks of the season. He scored 44% more points than Alvin Kamara during that time. The interest in this new rookie running back Kenneth Walker is creating a strong buying period on Penny, and you can take advantage of this. Now, believe it or not, Rex Burkhead, yes, sexy Rex Burkhead, was a top 10 running back the final 5 weeks of the season, ranking 9th overall. And during this time, he outscored elite backs like Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon and even Ezekiel Elliott, which led to the Texans re-signing him to a $2.5 million deal, which is 44% more than any other running back on the roster, including newly acquired Marlon Mack, who they gave a $2 million deal to, but only $250,000 of that is guaranteed. He is a strong cut candidate. However, Burkhead is still drafted 90 spots after rookie teammate Dameon Pierce. He goes in the 18th round of drafts, even though he's just as likely as Pierce or Marlon Mack to lead this team in touches. There is absolutely zero downside to drafting him with your final pick. Now check this out. Before getting injured last year, Darrell Henderson was a top 12 back in the NFL. And between his carries and targets, we call that opportunities in fantasy football, he saw 15.7 of them per game, which ranked 11th overall amongst running backs. Now, despite all this success, Henderson still goes 9 rounds later than teammate Cam Akers. Akers goes as a top 20 running back, which is interesting because he ranked dead last in the NFL last year in yards per touch amongst running backs. Akers was without a doubt affected from his Achilles injury, which just goes to show you there's way more uncertainty in Akers' health in 2022 than most NFL backs, which is just one of the reasons why Henderson will see more work. The second reason is his pass protection. This is Pro Football Focus's pass protection the last 2 years, and Darrell Henderson ranks 7th amongst all running backs, which ends up being in the top 10% since 2020. And his only other competition behind him is a 5th round rookie running back, Kyren Williams. And Williams was one of the slowest running backs at the NFL Combine, and he basically profiles out to be a much slower James White. He is no immediate threat to Darrell Henderson this season. By the way, the average draft position I'm sharing is from Underdog.com, and they have a $10 million contest, $2 million to first place, where the winning lineup last year was actually drafted in June. So don't say it's too early. If you use the code SAL, you'll get your first deposit instantly doubled. You put in 20, you get 40. You put in 50, you get $100 Rooskies. Just use that link in the description below, code SAL. Now, a man who is a threat for fantasy football is Kenneth Gainwell. He possesses the deadly combo for fantasy. Number 1, he's an elite pass catcher. He ranks 6th amongst all running backs in yards per route run last year, which is the #1 metric to show efficiency. And he saw a healthy amount of red zone touches, 20 on just 30% of the snaps. Plus, this dude is dynamic when he gets the ball in his hands. His 5.4 yards per touch ranked top 12 in the NFL and top 15 amongst rookies the last decade. He was more productive last year per touch than Aaron Jones and DeAndre Swift. Now, you may be wondering about this man, Miles Sanders. Now, believe it or not, Gainwell actually scores more points when Miles Sanders is out there, 8.8 points compared to 6.1. And this is because when Sanders is out there, Sanders gets the touches on the ground and Gainwell sees more targets. He sees 4 targets with Sanders in compared to just 1.6 with him out. That's because when Sanders is out, Gainwell is seeing more carries. He can't see targets when he's carrying the ball more. And in terms of his other competition, I'm not concerned about Boston Scott. I mean, last year as a rookie, Gainwell saw 12% more snaps than Boston Scott, and he played over him in the most important game of the year against the Bucks in the playoffs. Right now, Gainwell goes as the 48th running back off the board in round 13, which is 80 spots after teammate Miles Sanders. Now, these are only the running backs on teams with unclear depth charts. If you want to see which wide receivers fit this mold, check out this video right here. And there's a guy in that video that you're going to want to get before your league mates can.